Hi, and welcome to this new tutorial. This will be the last tutorial of our series on making a track from scratch with the Polyend Tracker. And first thing first, let's talk about a little bit of my philosophy when it comes to mix. I usually tend to think as I have in front of me a big analog desk. I'm not too worried about specific frequencies and stuff like that. I'm more worried about color and cohesion of the mix. Okay, here we have our performance, and let's take a listen to it, maybe from the start. Check the level. Okay, as you can see, I have recorded this performance about at peak level at -10, -9. This is so important just because leaving the headroom for the mixing let us to mix well, have more cohesion, have more space for the mix and mastering stage, and at the end of this mix we will hit the 0 dB, so we have almost 9 or 10 dB to work with. Okay, let's move on. So I'm using a different kind of plugins. Maybe you don't have these specific plugins, but you can achieve the same results with other plugins that maybe are free. I think about maybe analog obsession plugins that are really good, and you can take the concept of this session and really bind to your needs. So let's start with the channel strip. And this is one of my favorite channel strip ever, and this is it. Yeah. Okay. Let's start to bring down the volume just because we wanna use the mix setting. This is emulating the input stage of this console, and we want to take advantage of that because the driving a little bit the input gives you the result of more harmonic content. So let's listen. Yeah. We are filtering a little bit on the 50. And we are bringing in a little bit of compression, just a touch, a slow attack. Maybe the knee a little bit softer. We are lowering the ratio. Release. just 1 dB. Now, usually I use the EQ pre-dynamics, so with this button, the EQ is here and the compressor is here, and I know I want a little bit on 100, and I want to tame this frequency here. This is boxy. Yeah. This is without. And this is in. Yeah, the second step is to use a compressor to widening up the stereo image and to compress a little bit independently. To compress a little bit independently the 2-channel, and I show you how. Yeah, this is one of my go-to compressor when it comes to mix stereo file, a single stereo file, just because we have the option to use the mid-side processing. What is mid-side processing? We are dividing the signal into portion. One is the mid, this is in the center of the stereo field, and contains all the bass and low bass, and low mid frequencies, and the side portion of the spectrum that contains all the high and mid-high frequencies. So we can treat separately. Now, I don't go to all these options that are specific of this compressor, but I wanna just pass through on maybe 75% of the dry signal. And now we are lowering the ratio. I wanna the attack to be slow, just to pass through the transient on the low frequencies. Then we switch to the side portion. We are activating the side chain because we don't want the side compressor being hit by the low frequencies, so we simply roll off. Driving a little bit the input, and we want to have a faster attack and slower release. And yeah, this specific compressor has the germanium drive circuit. It acts as saturator, and we can take advantage of that. If you don't have this specific compressor here, you can use a saturator after the compressor. So easy. We adjust a little bit the mid. And we are widening the stereo image. without and with. And yeah, maybe we can pick up a little bit. We can lower a little bit the volume. Here how the stereo image is wider now. Yeah. This leads us to a really big problem in many mix, that is a correlation. And we are watching the correlation with this limiter that has the correlation meter here. Yeah, watch this. This isn't good, so we have the limiter, so maybe we can, okay, put this on -1 just for safety, deactivating all this option that we don't need now. This is really important because the phase correlation is one of the things you have to watch. One of the solution is to not widen too much the stereo image. This is kind of the volume of the side, and as you can see, when I lower down the volume, the correlator, but we lose all these big opening of the stereo image. So we can use an utility plugin that is a tool inside of Ableton, but we have pretty much we have this plugin in Although, and we can mono only the bass information below 150. So as you can see, without and with. And yeah, with this kind of treatment, we solved the problem of the correlation, because there's always a problem on the low frequencies. So monoing them is the solution. And we are leaving all this information above 150 free in stereo. Now, time to open a send track, and we now are using the 2050, and we are using the API bus compressor. You really want to be powerful on the parallel stages, just because we are leaving the original signal intact, and we are sending a copy of this signal over there into the compressor, and then we are melting the two together, so we can be really, really punchy. Again, slower attack to let the transit pass through. Okay, a little bit faster attack, slower release. Sorry, faster release. Yeah. One thing that is a specific of this compressor is the link. This allows you to unlink the left and the right channel, so the compressor will act differently. As you can see now, this acts on the same way. Right now, not anymore. Without and with. This allows the parallel compression allows you to not also work on the dynamics, but augmenting the volume, the overall perceived volume, without augmenting the real volume. So this is one thing you may want to do. Second track, we are using a saturator, and we can use the Arturia tube, this tube culture, this one. This is a really great plugin. This is a very, very nice saturator. We have a lot of options, but again, you can use whatever saturator you want. We are sending our signal. Yeah, this is useful just to bring out more and more harmonic content. Now, the last thing I want to do with the return track is to use another compressor, but in expander mode. And I want to use the side chain on this compressor to the expander now is hearing the whole track, and with this EQ I can tell the expander to react only on specific frequencies. Now I wanna bring a little bit more dynamics on the mid frequencies, so we can expand it. Yeah, it's subtle, but it's really, really effective. Gives you a little bit more movement on the track. Right. So now the master section. We are doing a little bit of mastering, and the first thing I wanna do is to put down a reverb. Yes, this is this is not a general reverb. You may want use a room models of the reverb, because we are trying to mimic a real room when these instruments were recorded. So I'm using this room simulator from Eventide, and I have my master verb preset. The concept is to use three microphones. One is in the center, and the two are left and right. They are lower in volume. Here we have a little bit of room correction with the EQ, so I tame down -3 dB from 300 Hertz. It's always an annoying frequency. And this is how it sounds without. And this is with here how the dimension is widening. It gives really a touch of dimension to the track, and this is because we have 2 of the 3 microphone panned, so we have a lot of stereo effect. Now, master compression, and we can use the SSL. This is one of my favorite compressor, the G-Bus, and this is the classic SSL bus compressor. Ratio 2, we are widening. And yeah, the concept is really simple. We are using, since we are mastering, we are using low ratio. We don't want big compression. The sidechain filter is activated to have a more compression on the mid and higher spectrum, just because I don't want the kick hit too much the compressor. Listen. Yeah. Now we can use our tape. And I always use this. You can really use whatever tape you want, just a little bit. Maybe we can lower in the dry wet and a little bit more of the amount. The last thing I want to add is a clipper, and I have, it's there, my go-to standard clipper. This is really great. Just a touch, just to bring out a little bit more the transients. And the last thing I want to do is to add a de-esser, just because there are some harshness. And yeah, maybe in the channel we can add a Pro Q3. You can really use whatever EQ you want, and we are rolling off maybe a little bit on the channel itself there. Yeah. Yeah, there is this. Yeah, is there. So we can maybe and I don't want it to be static, this EQ, just because I preferred so much the dynamics EQ, just because they are a little more interactive with the content. Yeah. Yeah, now we can give the final touch with the limiter and be aware of your LUFS. Just because the streaming platform wants your music in a range from -14 and -10 maximum on UFS. Now we have the room to yeah, as you can see, we are on -11. That is good. It's a good level. And now maybe we can do a little bit of A/B. This is without any plugin. With the chain on the channel, with the 3 bus, and this is with the master channel, master chain. Sorry. Well, this is it. As you can see, this is not a complicated concept or complicated stuff. It's up to you. Take this concept, above all, working with the mid-side technique, you can really achieve a great widening on your stereo image without having a mess on the low frequencies. All the plugins I've used on this session are truly replicable by other free plugin if you don't have some plugin, but the concept is there. So take this. Thanks for watching, and I hope this tutorial will be useful for you. If you have any questions, just let them in the comment below. And if you want, check my Gumroad page for Polyend Tracker, Play, Octatrack, Digitac, and stuff like that. Sample spec and instrument packs. and come and say hi on my Instagram profile that is at noirtdc. And this is it. So see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.